Tonight at 5:30, two women and an 18-year-old young man shot and killed outside the Driver's License Bureau in Valley Station. The 18-year-old shot several times, according to the coroner. At the time, there was a line out the door of customers waiting to get inside for service. It happened on Friday, February 21st. No arrests as of tonight.
And joining us now to discuss the latest progress in the case is LMPD Chief Paul Humphrey. Chief, thanks for being here with us. As always, we appreciate it. I know folks are asking you what you can share about the case because they're asking everybody. Everybody wants to know what's going on with that.
Well, first of all, I think, big picture, the violence that's going on in the city, particularly the group-related violence, is absolutely appalling. And so we are looking about how we're going to change our tactics in dealing with some of this violence. So you can expect that the heat's about to get turned up on a lot of these people because we do know enough information to know who to go after and what groups to go after. And so I would say that that we know what one of those individual victims was involved in and why they were part of this shooting. And so I trust that we're going to be making an arrest on this shooting at some point. But trust me that we've got detectives that are working that case. They're working it nonstop. But we are going to be out here putting pressure on these people that are participating in violent crime. The community deserves it. The community needs it. And I know officers are frustrated and want to go out here and stop this.
Was it targeted gangs?
We believe that one of the individuals, it was directed at one of the individuals.
Any surveillance video?
I'm not going to get into that right now.
I want to talk about the other case, the corrections officer, Metro Corrections Officer. You were part of that news conference. Michael Wetta found shot and killed in an alleyway Sunday, February 16th. Went to work Saturday morning, came home from Metro Corrections, and his family went out. And they tried to reach him later, and he wasn't home, hadn't been heard from. That's such a mystery there too. Are we talking things suspicious there as well as far as maybe he knew somebody and that it led to that alleyway?
No, that's another one that I feel like our homicide detectives are working really well. I think they have some good information about what went on in that situation. It wasn't related to, it was not a line of duty related thing, but I think they're going to be able to bring that case to a conclusion at some point as well.
Okay. So, Chief, a couple of issues that have been, bothering Louisville and certainly the police are copper wire thefts and car crushing. Doug's going to ask you about that in a second. But the copper wire thefts, lawmakers are talking about making it a felony. You guys made a recent arrest of some folks not long ago that were in a ring. How big of a problem is this? I mean, when you're driving down the highway at night and the lights are out, if there's any kind of weather, you're in trouble because you can't see.
Well, I think whether you're talking about a property crime like this or whether we're talking about violent crime, we approach it from the standpoint of what is the information we have, what's the data that we have, and then what tactics can we deploy. When you look at our crime plan, when we talk about those short-term, mid-term, and long-term plans, this is one of those things where we have to shift resources to deal with this because it is an acute issue right now that everybody's worried about, and it's causing such a headache and a danger because you're shutting down networks, you're shutting down internet, you're shutting down the lights on the interstate. It's absolutely a problem. And so the city has developed a task force related to just dealing with this problem. And we've put several cases on people. I know we put some cases on some people last week related to this, and I think we're pretty close to getting another ring of people that are involved in this.
Yep, just 4 arrests. So car crushing, one of your hot topics, one of your favorites. You famously said, I'll be there at a news conference when we crush a Corvette.
Yeah.
But just yesterday in Frankfurt, it passed to the committee, to the House Judiciary Committee, and they can now auction cars, and the money will go to the Crime Victims Compensation Fund. So there's a combo of crushing and cars, and auctions, excuse me. How would you choose who's going to get crushed? Who's going to go off to auction?
Well, I think that's up to the state legislature to choose. All I want is for the behavior to stop. So either way, for that person, I don't think they care. They've lost their car and the streets are safer. When we look at traffic deaths over the last 4 years have gone up as well. And so that's something that we're trying to cut back on as well. So when you look at property crime, you look at traffic fatalities, you look at violent crime, these all come down to our ability to enforce the law, take bad people off the street, and interrupt their ability to continue with the behavior.
This is a big thing for you. Yeah, you were always very blunt about the street racers and the folks who do the street takeover, especially when they jumped on the hood of your officer's car.
Well, I mean, we've all been young and dumb and done stuff at different points, but this is a different level of what we've seen, and it creates such a danger to the community. It's not just a couple of young kids out here seeing how fast their dad's car can go. This is really dangerous behavior, and it is often associated with guns and stolen cars and things like that that are related to other crimes. So it's very important that we break those rings up as well.
All right.
Okay. Thank you so
Chief
much,
Paul
Chief.
Humphrey, thanks for a great discussion tonight
Thank
here
you,
at
sir.
5:30.